Simulation.
Yeah.
What do you mean by simulation?
I mean, Sergio, we're in a simulation right now. I'm real, and this is real. These are what you call practical props. The water's real, I promise.
Hey guys, my name is Surge, host of your series Uptown Surge, completely coincidental. Today we have a tour of Diamond View Studio, so let's go. Today we have a treat for you. We're going to take you through View Studios, what it is, what it isn't, and we have our very own Jamie Clemens here to walk us through this trip. So without further ado, here's View Studios.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Serge.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. So what exactly is View Studios?
Simply put, View Studios is a virtual production studio.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? How much time you got? So, virtual production is essentially the idea of taking what used to be things like green screen filming, and which is full of post-processing, which means of all of the fancy work and editing happens in post-production. Now we're bringing that to the front side, and we're doing all of our design and all of that magic and creativity in pre-production. And so when you use LED screens, big or small, and you use it as to create the illusion of an environment, that's virtual production. That's a very simply put virtual production. And so you can either use real pictures or real videos and play that. Think of a driving scene with a car, and you're driving there and you can see like the road passing by and trees. Well, if you have a screen projecting that, but your car is sitting still in the studio, that's virtual production. And maybe you have like a 100-inch LED screen or like a TV. That could be it. Or maybe you're in a professional high-tech studio and you're doing it as well. Or you could be in a fully enclosed volume. Additionally, outside of just regular pictures or video, there's this thing called Unreal Engine. And Unreal Engine started off being a game company that would create the graphics for games. But they have since seen and moved into this production world where now they create 3D environments, 3D elements that are fully customizable, and it creates the illusion of reality in a LED space to make it seem as though or appear as though that is the real background. It's basically all just a real big simulation.
Simulation.
Yeah.
What do you mean by simulation?
I mean, Sergio, we're in a simulation right now. I'm real, and this is real. These are what you call practical props. The water's real, I promise.
Am I real?
Last I checked. So, but we can go anywhere. Throw something at me and I'll take you there.
Anywhere? Church.
Take me to church. Yeah. I mean, if you're into like the high Gothic cathedrals kind of thing.
Okay.
What else you got? Maybe somewhere a little bit more airy.
Junkyard.
Stinky air, but show me junkyard. All right.
Not bad.
I mean, it's an interesting place to want to go, but you know, if you cook it up, we'll serve it up.
Trying to test you here.
Guess something maybe a little bit more prettier in mind that you'd like for us to take you?
Forest?
Yeah, let's go to the mountains. This is nice. Honestly, I would have started with this.
I can deal without the house.
It's pretty cute.
Now you're just being fancy.
But yeah, so all of these are what we call Unreal environments, all created through Game Engine. But I'll tell you more, but let's go back to the bar. I kind of like that setting. So yeah, here we are. Yeah, so View Studios was started out of, like most things, the needing to pivot, the needing to innovate, which the pandemic made a lot of us do. You know, the world hit pause, lots of cancellations were happening, and so a production company that was here in Tampa Bay called Diamond View Studios, when the world shut down and everybody had to work from home, they knew two things. They knew that they did not want to let anybody go on their staff of 30, and they also knew that they wanted to be able to problem solve for their clients. And so right around that time, the behind the scenes footage came out for The Mandalorian, and they thought, this is it. Like, this is our ticket. Not only is this like the future of production, where production is headed, but this is the way that we can accommodate our clients and we can keep our lights on and keep everybody hired. And so they did some research, they made some big risks and put some big investments down to purchase their first LED wall and all the software that goes with it. And they purchased a big flat wall screen. And they began calling their clients back saying, hey, we have a solution. Hey, we have a solution. So they were able to start doing the interviews again, or they were able to start doing, you know, maybe put a treadmill in front of it and it's the walking scenes or whatever, you know, whatever they were able to start doing in their infancy stages of learning how to use virtual production. And then that was very successful. And then they were able to invest more money and create what we call the volume. And the volume that we're sitting in here is a 270-degree semicircle, also with an LED ceiling. And they were able to create this. And then now they were really able to start accommodating clients. In fact, Mercedes-Benz caught wind of this being built here, and it was still the heat of the pandemic, and they shipped some new model cars over here. And one of the first high profile commercials they ever shot was for Mercedes-Benz in this very studio right here. But then, you know, once things got really big and investors got involved and a grant was, put into place, Diamond View realized it was definitely outside of the business model of the studio. So on July 1st of 2021, they separated and they created View Studios, which is now separate and no longer a part of Diamond View Studios. Yeah, a lot of cool opportunities here for sure. They're saying, our owner is saying that we can build studios faster than we can staff them, which is kind of hard to believe, but when you think about it, this is a very kind of new niche angle of production. And so, the Unreal software is not necessarily like the Adobe software that a lot of us creatives are used to, doing Photoshop or Lightroom or Premiere or After Effects. It's an entirely new thing. Sure, there are similarities, but being an Unreal designer is very different. And so we're working a lot with schools right now. We really feel like our students are our future, and we're trying to create our workforce, if you will. But going online, even if you're not a designer, there are account exec jobs and sales jobs and marketing jobs. It is a big open market out there, and we're trying to let everybody know about virtual production, and we're also trying to educate everybody about virtual production. The saying, a rising tide lifts all boats. And so, with this new technology and people not used to it, it's really on us to get out there and be teaching people and then try to get people involved as well. Yeah, well, before I answer that, let me talk a little bit about the types of projects and different things that are coming here. It's funny, on my very first day working here, I remember walking through the back door, and I don't know if you know who this person is, but Ric Flair was standing right where you're sitting. Ric Flair drip. He was standing right there. He had his stretch Rolls Royce backed into here, and the whole background was like the driveway of his mansion. And so he's standing here, and he, of course, has a stack of money, and he's throwing money on the hood of his car. And I'm walking in for my first day of work, and I just thought, where am I? Like, this is bizarre. And so I say all that to say, we do the gamut of things. We've been lucky enough to work with Amazon. We took what would have been a 5 to 7 day long production because of travel and because of locations and company moves. We took a 5-day production down to a 2-day production by accommodating them in our Nashville studio. We've worked with Tampa Bay Bucks, the Lightning, the Philadelphia Eagles, the the Braves, so lots of sports organizations, and then as well as just your normal like commercials. So companies who are creating commercials and they feel like the power of virtual production is good for them. Different production companies come in. Now, we are not a production company. We are strictly a studio. So the easiest way to think of it is like we are a kitchen, the most teched out kitchen. And we want chefs to come in and cook for their clients. So we really target production companies. We target agencies, like brand agencies who represent brands, and then the brands themselves. And so any of those three people oftentimes find themselves in here to shoot whatever their video is. But lastly, it's not even just video, it's events. So, I mean, imagine being in a fully enclosed space like this and using this immersive experience to your benefit. It's no longer being in a convention hall with two big screens on the sides. Now you live in the screen. So we love having company or corporate events here, whether it's client appreciation, end of year holiday parties, annual dinners or annual meetings. You name it, we can do it. Our owners say we innovate at the speed of thought. And so that's what we try to do. So oftentimes when people bring us an idea, we say, well, we've never done that before, but let's do it, because this is such a new thing that we're really kind of pioneering it along with our clients. And so that's what we do here. And so if whoever's listening finds themselves listening and thinking, I have an idea or I have an event, reach out to me. I'm a great bet here. I'm the business development executive. So my email address is jamie.clemens@viewstudio.com. And I'm easy to reach out to. I'd love to have conversations. We have a great sales team and then even better general managers. So you'll talk to me first and then I'll pass you off to our general manager and they can really get down in the weeds with you and the design team.
Let's go. Last question. What type of video games have you played on here?
Honestly, I'd like to. I have not yet, but it's funny you ask. So because we're in the great city of Tampa Bay, when the Lightnings were making their last ditch run at the Stanley Cup, we would completely tech this place out or soup this place up. We had awesome like logos and designs all over the side, and we would have the score on the ceiling. And then like the big part right here in the middle was the screen where we would watch the live game. And so, watch live parties are a thing of it too. And honestly, if somebody wanted to come in and rent out our space to bring their company in here to do a watch party, we'll do that too for you.
All right, let's go. Well, thank you, Jamie.
Yeah, pleasure talking with you, Surge.
Wait. I don't know. Wait, we gotta go like this. You've been Surge. Start the post-production. Did you edit the film?